back in the woods.
Afternoon, guys. I'm Dave Canterbury at the Pathfinder School. Back out here on the edge of the wilderness area behind the Pathfinder School property. There is 2 roads that lead in right here to the wildlife area. There's actually 3 if you count a trail here. There's a 3-way junction, and there's a road coming in from the back of my property over here to the wildlife area. So you've got a farm field over here to my left, and then you've got the wilderness over here to the right and back. What I'm thinking is, this is a pretty good area for coyotes to run. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set up a dirt hole set today for a coyote using a foothold trap. And I'm going to walk you through that in our modern trapping series. Stay with me, guys. Okay, what I thought I'd do is I'd try to shoot this kind of over the shoulder-ish so you can see better what I'm doing. I've got kind of a barren spot right here, so it's as good a spot as any for my trap bed. Now I do have some grass to contend with here. So I'll just cut it out, get it out of my way, and move the sod out of the way for a minute. Use that to my advantage here in a few minutes. Now I'm going to use earth anchors on this, so I'm not going to have to dig as deep a hole. Now you can see we've got some wetness in this dirt, and that's okay too. We've got a sifter for that, so I'm going to get the sod kind of out of the way here for a minute. Okay, that's going to be plenty big for my trap bed. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my earth anchor. All of these traps, and these are a little bit larger traps than you would use in a survival type situation. These are a double coil spring trap. I'm going to go ahead and break this thing down for a minute, show you what it looks like, make sure that it's tuned the way I want it. Again, making sure that my trap bed is level. That's a pretty hairy trigger right there. Okay, now you see there's a fairly short chain on here, and that's connected to a lead that's got a duckbill on it. The good thing about these earth anchors is all you do is pound them straight down into the ground, and when they pull up on this piece of leader right here, or this snare wire type situation, it turns in the dirt and becomes an anchor. It won't come out. A lot of times you have to pull these things out with a crowbar. Okay, so I'm going to put this right below my trap and pound it into the ground. And like I said, when you pull up on this, it's going to turn sideways, not coming out of the ground. Then I can bury that a little bit. Just like that, and get ready to bed my trap. Now I'm going to put my trap in this bed, and like I said, it's going to be dog forward all the time. Twist it down into the dirt a little bit. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pan cover, lift up my weak jaw, drop a pan cover over this thing, just like that. Then I'm going to start getting some dirt in here. Now if you get to a situation like this where you've got a lot of sod, so you didn't get a lot of good dirt, you can always dig dirt from somewhere else if you have to. I do have some dirt that's connected over here to this sod I can break off as well. Probably going to end up having to dig some dirt up to get this trap bedded solid. Okay. Still wanting to rock a little bit. We still need some more dirt in there. Let's lift that weak jaw up for just a minute and kind of pack that down around it. You see, that's still rocking. We definitely don't want that. So we're going to have to dig some dirt up off to the side and bring that over here because we didn't have enough with that sod. Okay. So we went and got some more dirt here from another location, not too far away. It's a different color, but it's not going to matter once we get this trap covered up. Get this thing bedded in there better than it is. Remember, I told you I always blow my pan off so I know exactly where that thing's at. Okay, now we're getting that thing bedded the way we want it now. Okay. Now at this point, what I usually do is, this is when I'll dig my dirt hole. And I use this device that's made to dig a dirt hole. And basically what you're simulating here is you're simulating a hole of a mouse or something that some animal's buried something in. I like mine, if here's the center of my trap and the center of my pan, I like to come up to the edge of my front jaw and over about 2 inches. And I want to put this in at about a 45-degree angle. And I want it fairly deep. Now that's going to give me some more dirt to play with as well. I want that to be deep enough that the animal can't stick his paw in there and just get it out. That we don't want. Okay? Now what we need to do is we need some backing. Okay? And we can use anything for backing, from dirt to the sod that we cut up to get this out. When I mean backing, I mean something that's right behind that dirt hole but not obstructing it at all. And I don't want something hanging out here in front of that animal's face either. Okay? You see my pans right there. Now, I also don't want him stepping here. So I'm going to berm that off a little bit right there, because what I want to do is I want to make it very comfortable for that animal to put his foot just exactly where I want it. And where I want it is right here. I'll get some more dirt and I'll put it over here. And I don't want to put or make this mound. I don't want to make this any further this way than the edge of my trap jaw. But I want to funnel that animal in as best I can so that he's got to step on that pan to stick his nose in that hole. And that's exactly what I'm counting on him doing. A couple things we can do here before we finish up. First of all, let's sift a little more dirt on here. Oh, you see that big ball that fell on our pan? We don't want that on there. We got to get that off. Okay, now just take the rest of this and pile it up right here, the rocks. Now I want to get as much of the natural color dirt as I can. Just going to sprinkle it around just like this. Again, nothing in the hole. Nothing obstructing him from the hole. We don't want that. Now if we want to put a few pieces of chaff and things like that in there, that's okay. Especially over on this side. Bring that over just a little bit more to force him to where our pan's at. Okay? Now, if we put some type of visual attractant here, that's always good too. One thing that's always good is another animal's poop. So we can take another piece of coyote poop, put it right here beside the hole, right there, and that's a visual indicator. He can see that white from a distance, and it will also intrigue him and bring him over. Then we need to bait this thing, and what we're going to do to bait it is we're just going to take a piece of sheep's wool. Doesn't have to be a very big piece, just like this, and we're going to put a little bit of red fox gland lure in here by taking a stick, dipping it in here, smeared it on this wad, just like that, and shoving the whole thing down inside the hole, as far as we can get it down in there. Doesn't take very much. Too much is too much. Little is better, okay? Now, let's take one last look at our set here and see if there's anything else we can do that will better put that animal in a position to put his foot right in the pan. If he steps here, he's not going to step on the pan. So let's move this over just a little bit, and maybe let's put this turd over here just a little bit off to the side, just like that. Get a little bit of chafe here and put it in these areas that we don't want him to put his foot, because he's going to put his foot in the most comfortable area, and we want the most comfortable area of the set to really be right in the lowest spot. Okay, now that's a pretty good dirt hole set. What we're going to do, the last thing we're going to do with this set before we leave, I'll get a close-up of it for you, but the last thing we're going to do before we leave this set is we're going to spray that thing down with some fox urine. That's going to mask any human scent that's in there. It's also going to be an attractant, a bait or a lure as well, bring that animal to our trap location. So I'll grab a spray bottle and put it on mist and spray that whole set area down with that urine, just like that. And that's all I'm going to do right there. Nothing more. Let me get you a close-up of this thing real quick if I can. Get my face out of the way. I know there's a shadow on this thing. Let's see if I can get a different angle here for you. There we go. Okay. So there's what our set looks like. Our pan is about 2 inches back and 2 inches over from the hole directly behind it. We've got a piece of coyote poop in there, has a visual attractant, and also some sort of gating that will, he's not going to put his foot on that piece of poop. I want him to put his foot comfortably right where my pan is. That's why we set this up this way. We'll see what happens. Let's go set some more. Okay guys, now the last thing you want to remember about this set before you walk away is, make sure that your setup's right. Think about it. Did you pay attention to the wind? You want that wind coming over the top of that hole, blowing that lure this direction, so you can bring the animal in here. So he winds it up here, comes right into your set. Did you get everything fenced off correctly? Do you have a visual attractant on there? Do you have lure in the hole? Did you spray it down with urine as a cover scent and also as an attractant? I can smell that urine coming out of the dirt from here, and that's good because that means the animals are going to smell it from a long ways off. If you've done all of those things, that's the best you can do. Just hope you got a good setup and hope you catch an animal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to make a dirt hole set. I'm Dave Canterbury at the Pathfinder School. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your comments. I'll be back with another video in this modern trapping series as soon as I can.